Welcome one and all to F1 2021 and welcome to the Temple of Speed we know as Monza. We're here for the third F2 Hotlap and setup video around the 5.793 kilometres, 11 corners around this iconic circuit located in one of the national parks in Italy, just outside of Milan. We'll dive into the setup now, having a look at where we ended up. And we ended up in P2, a very good lap overall, just a little bit off the guy at the top, about a tenth and a half behind him. But now let's dive into setup, have a look at the aero, running 2.6, a little bit higher on the rear, helping us through the middle sector and actually getting on the power as well, which is a bit more load on the rear. 40% on, 60% off, same as Bahrain, prioritising that sort of harsh exit, getting the power down. High front camber, lower front toe this time around. So you might want to decrease the camera a little bit in a race scenario. Suspension though, very, very soft overall. A lot of curbs about the rear, a little bit harsher, helping us get a bit more of a stamp on the exit and be a bit more aggressive in terms of our drive out the corners. And very low ride out as well, really trying to gain the downforce from the ride height. It's not as sort of harsher as running higher aero. 56%, a little bit different to some of the other ones. On the brake balance, it's a lot of heavy braking zones, and then tyre pressures. The rear's again a lot higher than the fronts, helping us with traction, being a bit more responsive on the throttle. Coming out the parabolica though to start our flying lap, down that long run towards the Rettifilo chicane. DRS wide open now, and not a lot we can do for about the first 10 seconds of this lap, trying to pick out our braking spot as we get down to the Rettifilo just after the 150 metre ball, about 125. Chuck the car in, really aggressive on the inside curb. That opens up the second part, keeping in second gear and trying to get as straight and as best drive we can out of turn 2, hugging the curbing all the way through the Curva Grande, trying to minimise the distance we travel as we now think about the Della Roggia chicane. Lining up right on the right hand side, just up before the 100 metre board, throw the car in again really early, all over the curb, and full commitment in third gear over the second part, and now towards the two Lesmos, deep inside the middle sector of this lap. A little bit deep in the mid part, we carried speed into the corner, lost it out on the exit a little bit, and into the second Lesmos, all about carrying the speed through here, a little bit on the curb, stamp on the power, and use the curb on the exit if you need to. Again, losing a little bit of time on the exit as we gain through entry. DRS open now, and running it down towards Ascari, a very sort of win or lose corner. Throw the car in nice and early, use track limits as much as you can. Don't trust the curve on the right hand side, you want to try and avoid it on the exit as well. And now just straight lining it, trying to get the best drive possible through there. Needs to be nice and clean, avoiding the curbs, but we are running it quite soft, so you can touch them if you need to, but it's probably best not to because you don't want to unsettle the car. Into the parabolica we go once again, nice and clean, nice and tight on the entry. Open the car out, get on the throttle nice and early, let the car run wide. The run towards the line, I'm going to find about 2.5 tenths of a second, so 1 minute 27.524, which puts us into P2. A very good lap overall, in my opinion. Losing out in the middle sector, there might have been the chance at a world record, but again, a very good lap. And it's this F2, the balance of trying to get everything right, it's so difficult because the cars are so hard to drive. Again, down towards turn 1, and actually the off-board camera shows us how much we almost abuse track limits down at turn 1. Again, braking just before a shaft 150 metre board, throw the car in, somehow not invalidating, because being really aggressive on that turn in allows you to open up the second part and get a really good exit all the way down the Curva Grande and towards the Della Roggia chicane. Again, another corner, the entry, you have to abuse track limits. Running directly over that sort of harsher sausage curb opens up the second part. Throw the car in, and again, just try and ride that curb on the second part. I've seen some videos of some cars almost flipping over. That's how aggressive it is. We were too deep into Lesmo 1, but managed to keep the delta positive, which is important. Lesmo 2. Again, you want to almost use that curb on the inside, throw the car in and really just stamp on the power on the exit, try and get that long run down at the back straight towards Ascari. Very, very difficult corner. And we get on the brakes, well, just before the 100 metre board, throw the car in. Could have been a little bit tighter, but actually the tighter you can throw it in, the less curb you have to use and the more speed you can carry throughout the corner. We did find a little bit of time in the mid part because speed was almost reserved on the entry. And now the run towards the parabolic at the final corner of the lap. Braking, I think it's just before the 50 metre board, into fourth gear. Nice on the entry, keep it close to the curb and let the car run wide. Get on the throttle early, let the car run wide, and across the line. That is your 1 minute 27.524 in the Prema around Italy, Italian circuit for an Italian team. See everyone for the next video soon.